Hi there, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Felicia Mesadieu. I am a creative and designer based in Houston, Texas. I do work for a startup tech company in the aesthetic space. On my channel, I love to talk about design and life and what I'm doing to level up on my journey as I become more and more intentional about designing the future that I want for myself. So if that sounds like something that you and I have in common, we'll look no further. This is the place to be. Last November, I made the decision to pivot from being just a graphic designer to being able to add UX, UI to my LinkedIn and to my resume. And because of that decision, I decided to join the UI UX CourseCareers program. I'm waiting for a round of applause. Thank you. So why did I decide to do this, you may be asking? I chose to make this pivot because learning this new skill set will make me more valuable and more of a well-rounded designer. And I love graphics, but respectfully, I need to see some cash. So where them dollars at? In this video, I'm gonna be talking about my experience conducting user research, going out into the field and getting interviews for my very first case study with Farm Finder. So let's back that thing up so you can get a full scope of what's happening here. By the way, I'm documenting my whole entire bootcamp journey in CourseCareers. So if you want to keep up with me, hit that subscribe button so we can be design friends. I won't mind. First order of business, let's talk about last week. Now, it was all good just a week ago. I shared with you in my last video that I was in the infant stages of working on the Farm Finder app. Farm Finder is an app that is being created to address the issues of consumers struggling to find farmers markets in their area, in their local area, due to the lack of information that's being updated within different platforms or on the internet. In this early phase of the case study, I did send out surveys to individuals, which was mostly friends and family, asking them what's their experience like shopping at farmers markets. So I got the surveys back, I analyzed the surveys, I created these fun graphs, I even talked to a UX coach. Baby, I was doing the damn thing. I definitely felt like a big deal and real accomplished until I went back through the case study, went back through the course, and I started looking at what the next phase of the course was, which was the affinity map. And I realized that I didn't have enough information to move on to the next phase of the case study. Houston, we have a problem. Somewhere in the mix, I guess I totally missed the part where I was supposed to conduct interviews, or maybe I just skipped that part. One or the other, it's still a mess. How this happened was beyond me. I freaked out, I panicked, my brain was swirling, my throat was choking, my heart was in my chest. Wait a minute, my heart's supposed to be in my chest. That's actually supposed to happen. Whatever. I went through another stall. We talked about that in the last video. It was another stall and I didn't know what to do. So I need interviews. I need quotes. What do I do? Well, I knew that I had to be very clever about how I went about gathering information so I could extract quotes to use in my research. So I tried a number of things. Bear with me. I was trying to figure it out. I tried going to YouTube, looking up videos on farmers markets and checking out what people were saying in the comments and about their experiences of shopping at farmers markets. I actually found some interesting videos and that really helped me because the interviews were actually really compelling and it gave me more insight to what was going on at some of these farmers markets, and it made me come up with a different way to start asking questions when talking to interviewees. The research that I did on YouTube actually led me into learning about the issue of resellers selling produce, fruits and vegetables at the farmer's market and not being authentic about the produce not being locally grown. So they get these vegetables and this fruit, they get like bulk items, and they resell it at the farmer's market, but they don't disclose that they're reselling it. Some of them even lie and say that they are in fact the farmer and that they grew all of this fruit and they grew all these vegetables and that they're selling it on the market. And consumers don't know that. So while the reseller is selling this redistributed produce, not being honest, they are also competing with the honest farmer, the actual farmer's prices. And it just creates a big ordeal. It's not good. As a matter of fact, it was quite the scandal for the farmers market, if you ask me. This definitely gave me more ideas of what features I might want to include into the app once I start designing it. But first, I got to get through this infinity map. So we're still figuring out, okay, how do I get these quotes? So I thought about extracting quotes from YouTube comments. I really thought about that. That was like on my mind. Plan C. I also tried joining a ton of Facebook groups that identified as farmers market, like forums, or that farmers markets who were just trying to inform people about the farmers market. I figured maybe I could hop in the comments and then post a survey. I joined so many farmers markets groups, so many groups that had to do with local farms. I was doing it, but I did not know how long this process would take me. And it was actually quite a bit exhausting trying to figure out, how do I post the information and still be respectful to who's ever running the page, like the administrator of the page. Maybe they don't want me posting a survey about your farmer's market experience. And I didn't want to create like chaos, so I didn't go with that plan C. I also thought about Reddit. Reddit was the last thing that I thought about. I really considered Reddit. Reddit has some restrictions. They have a policy about posting certain questions and surveys. You have to post legitimate questions. And I think that if you try to post a survey, they actually will take it down. So when I considered that my post could get taken down and this would set me back days, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know how long Reddit was gonna leave my post up. I didn't know if they were gonna take it down. I also didn't know how long it would take for me to get feedback from the survey. I didn't know who was actually gonna see it because I'm not a regular person who posts on Reddit. So I nixed that idea. I felt like I was losing time, so I went to the Discord for CourseCareers. Love that freaking Discord, love it. Went to the Discord and asked my cohorts what did they do when they reached this part of the case study. And I got some good feedback. If you ever watch, if you're watching now, you know who you are, you're the real ones. And once I got some ideas about what I could do with the things that I was thinking about, I was still feeling just a little doubtful. And so I decided to go back to the course and watch Antony's videos about what I could do. And I actually saw that he had posted something recent. So this is what he said. He said that it would be ideal, I'm paraphrasing, it would be ideal for the designer to actually go out in the field and go to these farmers markets, get that real life experience, and go conduct real life interviews. And this will be the way that you stand out with your case study. This is the best way to stand out if you actually go out and get these interviews. A second option that he gave was to utilize ChatGPT AI, but you would have to use the premium feature. You could type in your interview questions and let AI analyze it and then give you feedback or responses, and then you could use that in your case study. I thought the second option was a great option. As a matter of fact, I was glad that he provided that option because I did not know what I was going to do, but I knew that I was capable of doing more. I knew that I could actually go to a local farmer's market in my area. It is my #1 mission to stand out in life, and especially in this case study. So I took my apple fat to the field. I pushed myself out of my comfort zone and I went to the locals farmer market. As a matter of fact, I went to 2. So as I arrived at the farmer's market, which by the way is one of the bigger farmer's markets happening on a Saturday in Houston, it's the Urban Harvest Farmers Market, and it definitely brings a crowd. As I was walking into the farmers market and walking back and forth and looking at the different vendors and their stations, like their booth stations with their produce, their fruit, the hot foods, the homemade goods, I really got a sense of what it felt like to shop here. I get it. I get why people come to the farmers market every weekend. There are regulars, serious regulars. I get it. I'm with you. As I started walking with my camera, I definitely felt myself getting a little nervous. I quickly snapped out of it and I had to hype myself up. I have a broadcast news degree. I was gonna be a reporter. All I did was interview people in college. That was all I did. And so I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Let's get down to this. It's what I do. That's how I felt after I came to a Jesus moment, and well, I did the damn thing. I'm gonna roll it to some of the footage that I have of the people that I interviewed. What's your name?
Susan.
Susan, okay. Can you describe your experience with buying produce at farmers markets?
I like it. I buy produce specifically because I have a business of plant-based food.
Okay.
So we try to support farmers market because we're still like a small business as well.
How do you find farmers markets?
Normally I Google them and I try to go to Facebook groups to find them.
Have you ever come across going to like maybe seeing something online and then you went and then you couldn't find it, or it wasn't there? Can you tell me about that experience?
Normally the schedule is kind of hard to like find because sometimes you go and like the information is not right.
And just tell me, what's your name?
Melvin.
Melvin, how often do you shop at farmers markets?
I'm here every Saturday.
Every Saturday, okay. So can you describe your experience with buying produce at farmers markets?
It's not that difficult. I have a plan when I get here, so I just go to the vendors that I usually go to.
So not too often, but you know,
Yeah,
a couple
whenever we
times, every
can.
so often. Yeah.
What do you
I enjoy it.
What do you typically buy when you come to the farmers market?
My go-tos are the eggs. I'm really into eating like fresh, clean produce, so eggs are really important to me. The chickens are grown and raised in a healthy environment. And then I get breads. I don't want anything preservative in my bread, so if I can come and get sandwich bread, that's what I do.
Tell me your name and how often you shop at the farmers markets.
I'm Susanna, and I only shop at farmers markets maybe once a month or so.
That's excellent. Can you describe your experience buying produce at the farmers market?
I really enjoy it. The produce is always really great, but what keeps me from coming more is that it's expensive.
As I was collecting the interviews, I was very intentional about making sure I got a diverse group of individuals within ethnicity and age. However, I didn't get to capture exact ages, but there was definitely a difference. You could tell there was visibility in the fact that I chose different age groups, but I didn't find out anyone's occupation, and that's something that I really wished that I would have questioned the interviewees. I just didn't know how to add that in there, and I also didn't feel super comfortable asking people their ages, but I have since figured out a way to ask it. You should say, what's your age range? And then that would hopefully that makes the interviewee more comfortable providing their age. And then I would just simply ask, and then what's your occupation? It was definitely a learning experience, and I know now what to do for the future. All right, this is day 2 of my user survey interviews. I am at the farmers market. Those are all of the vendors and the tents over there. Let's just say that it's been a learning experience. You definitely have to be prepared if you're gonna come out and collect user survey interviews, and you have to be prepared for no's. But I will say, out of all of the interviews that I have asked that I requested from people, only 2 people told me no. You gotta step out on faith. You just gotta have the confidence and get it done. So yeah, you gotta take that step. You gotta take that step. And I'm determined for this case study to be the best that it can be. And you sell natural cleaning products.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, this is Mesadieu.
Mesadieu.
Jeanette, she grows some of these ingredients in her own garden. What she doesn't grow, she has some local vendors, so it's locally sourced.
So I got a couple different flavors. I have a honey orange, pomegranate, apple cider, and extra ginger.
Probably the apple cider.
Apple cider.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think.
Do you mind if I record? Okay. Alright, it's cold as ever. I have had apple cider, ginger beer, apple cider. I have had cake. I have bought tea. I have gotten veggies that I've never even heard of. This has been my experience coming to the farmer's market, all while doing the research that I needed to do. It has been a great experience, but I'm ready to wrap it up and just enjoy the farmer's market and not do research right now. I did have a list of questions that I used to guide me through the interview, and in most cases I stuck to the list of questions, but then there would be a response that I would get back from the shopper that maybe was not completely on topic, or maybe they said something that was a bit more intriguing and it made me dive deeper into that response. And then we started talking about other things and it gave me more insight into their experience shopping at these farmers markets. So yes, I think having a list of questions is helpful, but you never know where the interview will take you based on some of the responses that you get back from the interviewer. And then some people are like super quick and you may not even get through all the questions because you can tell that they like want to hurry up and go. I feel like I did a really good job wrapping up the interviews quickly and getting a sense of how the interviewer was feeling. In the future, something that I think that I could do better is being very clear about the fact that this is just a conceptual project and that this is something that I'm doing for a class. I may have given the impression that this is an app that I am designing that will eventually be available for use. I just wanted to get the interview, so I just said, can you help me answer these questions? This is research that I'm doing for an app that I'm designing, but I didn't give much detail as to the fact that this is actually for a course that I'm taking. People seem so delighted by it. I just felt like so great, so I didn't give that much detail. Day 2, when I went out into the field, then that's when I started telling people that it's a conceptual project, and someone, I think one person was like, it's not just a concept. Moving forward, I'm gonna be very clear that it's a conceptual project. Very, very clear about that. Both of these farmers markets were a complete blast. I want to go to the farmers market at least once a month moving forward. I even ate the vegetables that I purchased from these places. By the way, these people are sales people. They will get you. They will have you in your pockets. I purchased some things that I would get at the grocery store, and then I purchased some things that I would never, didn't even know what they were, and they turned out to be like really great. I bought some tea. I bought some tomatoes that were amazing. I was eating the tomatoes like Skittle. There's nothing like freshly organic, local grown produce. I am a believer. I'm a believer. And I also had some cabbage. I had these artichoke potatoes. I ate these onion herbs that I would never eat. I had ginger beer. I had it all. I was doing all the things at these farmers markets, but that's what they do. It's a vibe. You want it all. You want to do it all. I'm so glad I did it. Yeah, so that's what I got. Now that the interviews are finished, I'm currently in the phase of going through all of the interviews, listening to the interviews, transferring the audio to a Google Doc, writing down the interviews word for word, and then extracting quotes that I can then analyze and use in the affinity map. So the next video in this series is actually going to be me working on the affinity map. I'm so excited. From my experience so far, I definitely recommend the CourseCareers UX UI program. Currently, the program is $499. However, I do have a discount code for $50 off that I will put in the description box and then also in the comment section. It'll be one of the first comments pinned to this video. If you're worried about paying the amount all in full, then CourseCareers does have a payment plan that you can utilize. I utilized the payment plan and it came out of my checking account every 2 weeks. It was definitely something that became more budget friendly for me, and I was able to pay it off in about 4 installments. So if that's something you're interested in, then you can definitely look into that as well. It's not something that you're sure you want to do. There's an introduction video that gives you an overview of what the course is going to be like. I definitely recommend checking that out before making a final decision. I think it's a great program. If you're self-motivated and you don't mind having a self-paced program, then this is a really great program if you're looking to get into UI UX. I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe so you can see more videos like this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.